Hello and welcome to Working as Intended, your once weekly stop to hang out, play some World of Tanks platoons with us, and catch up on the news thanks to the ticker down below. We will talk about a couple items, but first off, let me introduce my co-host and the producer of the stream, the erstwhile Tragic Velociraptor. How are you, Tragic?
What was that word you even said?
Tragic erstwhile?
Yeah.
Google it. It's a good word.
I'm gonna Google it. Hello.
Yeah.
By the way.
There's going to be Cabbage and Tragic, and you'll have who's on this Thursday for Thursday Night Tank Show?
I would have to check my calendar. I can check it right now.
Okay. Anyway, as you guys have probably seen by now, some of the events for the 10th anniversary have been delayed. We do apologize for that, as circumstances outside of our control. I have seen people offering many recommendations for how this could have been avoided that, as usual, involve really simplistic solutions to problems that are more complicated than people realize. Please understand, we are aware of those strategies, but for our reasons, they will not work. We cannot put somebody on a plane with flash drives and ship that way, unfortunately. Apparently the mic gain is too high. Sorry about that, folks.
Gain. Okay, I can turn that down very easily. Okay.
Apologies for being too loud, folks. Yeah, so we'll keep us updated on the sound, folks. We'll make adjustments as we go. Many of you are commenting on the situation in Belarus. We have a lot of love for our colleagues there and wish them all the best in these difficult times. Not going to say anything other than that, but our hearts are with them. So yeah, I think we'll get into some platoons as we are able. If you guys have any questions, concerns, just about stuff going on with World of Tanks, pop it in the chat, and we're happy to answer.
Yes, sirree. So we do have the platoon queue open. Apparently my mic is very low, so I'm gonna turn that up. Hopefully that'll help. Otherwise, we do have the platoon queue open, so if you guys want to join us, please do. All you have to do is go over to twitch.tv/WorldOfTanksNA and type into the chat !join and then put a space and then put your username, and you should be a-okay. Otherwise, we have Larry3 up first.
Yeah. Jesse says, what is your guys' favorite tank destroyer? Probably the American Tier 7 Premium Scorpion, the M56. Ooh. Love that little guy.
What is my favorite TD? I'm gonna have to go with the SU-122-44.
Right,
I like that tank.
That's not the Jackson.
Ooh. Oop. Yeah, I know. Not necessary. All right, let's go with my ever amazing KV2R. Otherwise, we are in Tier 6 and dropping right in.
I definitely have resting grouch face today. You know,
we're getting Pearl River.
Really?
Finally.
2 weeks. Yeah, Larry 3 equals Jackson. Everyone knew what Larry 3 was going to pick. Jackson is a great choice, though.
The Jackson is a great choice. Oh my goodness. Look at this map. It is beauteous and green and amazing, and I already love it. We'll be going here.
So I'm hearing a lot of people say that not only is this the most beautiful map that we put in the game, but also that it is the best map that we have put in the game in a long time as far as gameplay. So hopefully that holds up. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, so I don't know where to go. But I'm excited to finally check it out on the live server.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to play. Yeah, this is actually the first time that I've seen it.
Same.
Since it came out.
I am definitely going the north route. There are several different routes that you can go. If you haven't noticed,
waterfalls. Wow.
There's a little pathway at D7. You got a lot of open space around the FG 456 lines. You can also go all the way south down into the HJK paths in that area. So very interesting. It's a huge map, I think. I also just realized, like, Cabbage Mechanic's name is, like, very tiny on our screen, so might have to fix that. But otherwise, yeah. You guys need to go to Cody's website to look at the map strats for this map. I
Probably do,
shall.
actually. That's a good advice.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. I like that.
I'm running from an E25, but I messed him up.
And we do have Commander AF in chat. Welcome, welcome. Always good to see you around in there.
Hey, Commander F, how's it going? What do you guys think of the Steel Hunters new rework? I haven't gotten the chance to play it yet, actually.
Yeah, same.
I've been pretty busy, but I've read the design document when they pitched the changes they were making, and it all seemed very good.
Ooh. So I blapped the side of the FV201. I'm waiting on my reload, but we do have quite a few people over here.
Or says I prefer driving the maps with my eyes opposed to get the true immersion feel. Yeah, have you guys ever seen the hatch slits that drivers were expected to drive tanks with during combat? Hilariously tiny amount of vision.
Very tiny vision. It's why you had to have multiple people. Well, didn't the commander had his own little slit to look out of, which means
on most tanks, yeah, or a periscope.
Yeah.
Some way to get more vision.
A little bit of help.
But then, you know, especially in like World War II era tanks, being able to hear each other in combat was a concern, even with radios and stuff.
All right, so I'm pushing over to hopefully make it towards you.
And in Soviet tanks, forget about it. They didn't even have radios for between vehicles.
Benjamin says, it's so sad to see how the KV-2 doesn't do much to enemies anymore. I did 300 damage to a tier 8. I feel like that was pretty solid for the tier difference there.
Oh boy, IS rushed me down.
Alright.
IS coming this way.
Okay. Well, I have big gun, so hopefully 300 damage. You will have some time. There we go.
Somehow he bounced off me. I have no idea how. I have no idea how he bounced off a Cromwell, but he managed it.
I don't know.
RNG was in my favor.
There's a KV-2 over there.
KV-2 is fine. I have a sniper equipment loadout with it. See, this is what I'm excited about with the equipment update, is I want to see all the weird stuff people do. I'm seeing like everyone was excited about the super zoom tortoise.
The super zoom tortoise.
Sniper KV-2 equipment. That sounds like it could be fun. Usually when it comes to equipment or modifiers, I lean into like improving the characteristics of a tank that it's already good at, just to like maximize. But what I'm seeing a lot is people using the equipment to compensate for tanks' weaknesses, especially with slow tanks, helping get slow tanks into the fight, which is really cool.
Ow! Oh no!
I'm super
dead. Super dead. There's a T-37 way out here that's shooting at me. I've escaped! Haha! Fix EBR right now, says Naller TM. Well, you know, unfortunately we're not developers,
Let me
but
just
the
open up
devs
the
are.
game code right now.
Yeah, the developers are definitely keeping an eye on that, so.
Ooh, what? Okay, yeah, T-37 shooting me now.
Yeah. He's
okay, so he's over somewhere in front of our buddy Larry there, huh?
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna see if I can go for this T-34. He seems to be in a really good position to
I'm trying to help you, Larry.
Ruin
can't see him anymore.
People's days.
Nice job, Larry. You gotta make sure you went down with you at least. My loader is dead. You can repair EBR in less than 1 second. Where is the there? I haven't personally played the EBR. Oh boy, I'm dead.
Uh-oh, yep. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh no. Wow, he has a lot of health. He has almost his whole health there. Uh-oh. Oh no, he was loaded.
Which I should have actually backed up there instead of continuing the circle. Oh well.
You can repair the EBR in less than 1 second. Where is the nerf? I mean, theoretically, that means that the person is pressing the button really fast.
Treadhead Pizza, see you in Oshawa. Looking forward to it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be next year, but I'm really excited to get back there. Dan M said French tanks didn't have radios against the Germans, which proved to be a big problem considering the French tanks were much better. Referring to the invasion of France in 1940. Yeah, that's definitely true. The French tanks of that era were probably massively underrated because they weren't put in a position to succeed. And it makes sense that radios would be a big part of that.
Yeah. Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
I read, oh gosh, when I was a history student, I read an enormous tome, I always forget, on France's defeat, called the How to Lose a War, How to Lose a Battle. And I'm pretty sure that was covered in it.
That was a very long message. We will get to your message, Ricky. Just hold on just a moment.
I appreciate your feedback, Ricky. It's got some about 40s things going against everything. We do our best to balance between the tiers, but inevitably the timeline has gotten mixed up as we've added content. That's a fair criticism. Put a PvE mode in the game like you have with WoW. Well, we have if you got the chance to try Homefront. It's similar. Stat mods. Well, you don't have to use stat mods. I kind of agree with you on the cost toxicity, though.
We also introduced the anonymizer, which should help with stat targeting. So
yeah, not going to delete anything. I find it hard to believe you got deleted or you got banned from the forums for criticism, considering that is most of the content of the forums.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that there was a specific rule in your criticism that you were violating, but you're free to hold your opinion as long as you express it constructively.
What's up, Jamba John? Did your burb attack the mic? So this morning, so every single morning, the World of Tanks team has a morning meeting, and during this morning meeting, one of our producers, Mr. Smallest God, had a bird attack his camera, which was super funny. It was incredible.
Apparently have no tier 7 tanks ready.
Really? Jeez. What were you playing previously at tier 7 then?
I guess nothing.
Nothing. The Scorpion. Are you kidding me?
Well, not since the update.
Not since the okay. That's fair. That's fair.
There we go.
Scorp question mark? Code.
Is my mic messing up again? My
Is your mic messed up? No.
My internet has been particularly bad today, so if there is issues with the mic, it's probably network related. Rick says, "Why isn't Mr. Beatable on the CC?" Funny story, Ricky.
Can I answer? No, I want to answer it.
No, let me answer.
Please. Aw. No, okay, fine.
He has been invited, Rick. He may not have realized it yet, but he has been invited.
When we invite people to the CC program, we use the email that is attached to their account, and if they don't check that account, then they don't get the email, technically. Technically, they do get the email, but they don't because they didn't check that email. So
Badger says, "So what have you heard from the office in Minsk?" Well, we're fortunate enough to be in contact with most of our team there, but it has become difficult in recent days. But we have our ways. Dan M says it's nice to listen to you guys while I paint in the sweltering heat. Hey, shout out to you, Dan M. I couldn't make it out there right now. I got to tell you, despite not in Central Texas. Speaking of Central Texas, I did see Old Veteran says, "How can your internet be bad in Austin, the tech center, Texas?" I actually live in a semi-rural area outside of Austin, so I am out of the Google Fiber zone, unfortunately.
Woof, 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 woof.
Yeah, we're hoping they're all well too. So far, everyone is, but it's a tough time there.
Truly. I'm trying to fix your name.
Fisher says, "So I heard that Minsk is having some issues and they're canceling Act 5. So Act 5 isn't canceled, but it is delayed, Fisher. We do have a news article up on the portal and in the WGC launcher right now that you can read the details on. Unfortunately, there's a couple things like the premium vehicle price reduction and a couple of the other planned features that are going to be delayed, but they're not canceled."
Yeah. Did I read the ticker tape correctly? Yes, it is postponed.
Worst update yet. Why do you think so, Steve? Ricky says, "I think Mr. Beatable will make a great CC." Yeah, I hope he does too, Ricky. Especially as I've seen him make some comments indicating he hasn't read it yet.
Yeah. It's always fun. The thing is, we have had another CC previously who was invited to the program who also didn't see a message that we sent to their email, which is really funny. It's kind of funny how little people check their email sometimes, I guess. No? They did not pay their ISP bill, eh?
That's not the issue.
No. Not the issue, but...
Which one of us has the angry cat in the background?
Oh, you guys can hear my cat? Oh, no. My cat wants inside my room, and because of, you know, the fact that anytime I let him into my room, he and my other cat like to argue inside my room. They're not allowed in my room during stream hours, but I might have to let him in due to literally the fact that you guys can hear him. So oh, my cats, my poor babies. I love them so much.
I definitely understand the not checking email thing, but you might, if you're waiting on a message that you think you might have received, it might be a good time to check it. You know.
Yeah.
Or thank you for everyone answering all that question. And I do like I like Mr. Beetle's content, but I could stand to be a little more diplomatic in the ways he expresses his various disappointments. Being polite costs nothing, folks.
Being polite.
It really does. I can give you one piece of it. If you're a younger person looking to make it in the world, one thing I can tell you that will help you in every situation is that being polite is free. I have more life advice for you, by the way, chat. Don't personify years. Some people were talking about it in chat earlier. But when you personify years, what you do is you open yourself up for disappointment. And I've seen it happen the last, 4 years consecutively. People are like, 2016 was terrible. I hope 2017 is better. No, it's not. It's not going to be if you frame it that way. So now everyone's like, 2020 is like this. And I'm like, guys, 2021 is going to be worse. You keep dating it like this.
How is our afternoon going? Mine's going pretty well. I have a project that I'm working on that talked about during a particular announcement of some rule changes. So hopefully we'll be seeing that come to light in the very near future. I'm very excited for it. Oh my goodness.
Klaus is worse and getting more annoying. I mean, you're free to not watch somebody's videos if you don't like them.
Yeah, there we go.
This is another piece of advice. You know, if you don't like someone's content on the internet, you can literally just click away. It's amazing.
Yeah. I always wonder about that, honestly. A lot of people
okay, so Ben says, personally, I'm willing to accept the weird equipment 2.0 changes, but the changes to the garage where it was made more difficult to swap modules and consumables is downright infuriating. Benjamin, I'm 100% with you on the modules. Now that I've gotten used to the consumables and the shells, I don't mind that one as much, but the modules one is still, that's definitely a change for the worse, and that's one of our primary pieces of feedback about the update.
Yeah.
Steve says, Theme of Watt seems to be trying to tweak tank performance. The problem isn't the tanks, the problem is with the maps. Tanks will perform better if you give them better maps to perform on. I actually don't disagree with some of that sentiment. I think improving maps is something that we work hard on. Those are, those are two separate teams working under the same leadership, right? So the map team has their own technical limitations that are different from the limitations that the vehicle team is dealing with. Hopefully Pearl River is a success, and some of the other changes we're making to maps like Minsk continue to improve them. But we're always going to keep evolving the game. It's a necessary part. It's one of the reasons that our game has survived 10 years and is still quite healthy, is because we don't let the game stagnate for too long. Hopefully, sometimes we let the meta stagnate a little bit, but the game itself We're always trying to get new content out. It's really important to do that. Even people who say it's not. Trust me, it is. If the game didn't evolve, you would eventually become unhappy.
Is there going to be a fix for the E100 turret ring bug? So we have looked into it. I did forward it on to Shouts at Wales, and we did do some testing on it. And he, I believe, has forwarded that on. So I will check with him on it. Probably, well, I could check on it right now. I could poke him about it.
Crazy Canuck says, I love Klaus' honest and down-to-earth, straightforward commentary. Yeah, I think Klaus does that a lot. Sometimes he gets a little too into character, I would say. But maybe I feel that way because I'm a wargaming employee now.
All right.
Rick says, if everyone was a humble cab and a positive dino, the world would be a better place. Oh, I appreciate the compliment.
Will the T50 and Super Hellcat still be given this year? The T50-2 was given to people with accounts over a certain age because those players were around during the time that it was available. And as for the Super Hellcat, I actually don't know. I don't know.
Captain Napalm, hey Cabbage, sorry I'm late. Oh, no worries, you're never late. We can't be late to the stream. You show up whenever it works for you.
Oh, is the customer support department based in Texas? So yes and no. If your ticket has been on hold for a month, please check and make sure you either aren't being waited on for some information that the customer service representative has requested. My other recommendation is to message into that ticket and see what's going on. Generally, tickets don't stay on hold for very long, so if it's on hold for more than a period of time, I'm guessing...
Yeah, that, yeah, Pyro, definitely PM one of us on Discord about that. We'd be happy to look into it. It shouldn't nothing should be on hold that long.
Okay. So Shouts at Wales says, nothing that we can share, but it is being looked into. So
I did, I accidentally refreshed my chat, but I did see Warchild pop in. How's it going, Warchild? Hope you're doing well. Benjamin says, I'm still pretty sad low tier premiums like the FCM pack got an equipment slot removed. I wanted to put a turbo on so bad so I can... what you're describing is exactly the reason why. Because if the FCM was faster, it would be even more disgusting. Yes, we are going to have some delays in customer support as we deal with some of the issues going on in Minsk.
Alright, so we're going back to Garage. Thank you, Dino Riley, for joining us. Up next, we have Deathman.
Oh, hey, Deathman. How's it going, man? I did hear, or I did see... Oh, somebody asked about World of Warplanes development. My understanding is that World of Warplanes has ceased development. So I don't believe you will see another update to Warplanes that I'm aware of.
Alright, Deathman, I sent you an invite. Awesome.
I believe this was messaged to players.
Yeah, I believe so too. I think it was in thing months ago.
Also, I hope I didn't say warships, because I meant to say warplane.
Maybe? Bring back Hidden Valley, Sacred Valley, or Dragon Ridge. Well, we did bring back Pearl River, so hopefully maybe those will be in the pipeline for the future. Let's see. Halfel
says, is it confirmed the E50M is being buffed? Yes, we're not sure about the exact details yet, but definitely the E50M is going to get buffed. Yeah, Warplanes it's still going to be up, and it is too bad about planes. Obviously, we tried to make that a thing. At one point, the dream was to combine all three games, although obviously that turned into a challenge that was a little beyond. But it's still quite enjoyable to play in its current state.
Yes,
I still play it occasionally, actually.
Deathman's asking if I remembered consumables. Yes, I fixed that during the last stream, because I once again went into battle without consumables on my Progetto. And yeah.
Wetsock says, is there any plans to add another check line? So many unused blueprints. Wetsock's not that I've heard of in development, but it could certainly happen in the future.
yeah, guys, go check the World of Warplanes homepage. It does have here. Let me pull it up quick. But yeah, there's not really anything coming to World of Warplanes, so
Still pushing out events, which is cool.
yeah, that's super cool. I like that. Yeah, I mean, Planes was in a really weird place, especially with competitiveness in the in that type of warplane gameplay. And you know, with a lot of changes that they made for Warplanes 2.0, the hope was that it would revive it, and unfortunately that did not happen. So
there is still a small team working on it, but actually a lot of the Warplanes team has come over to Tanks.
yeah,
and so it is good news for Tanks because we've bolstered our talent in the art and development areas.
Ooh.
I'm glad you like 2.0. I enjoyed it too. I just thought it was better paced. The original World of Warplanes was it's hard to describe it. It wasn't bad, but it was very particular. And once you got to the higher tiers, I think it was very frustrating for a lot of people. Which could be, and it was in this weird category where like a lot of people wanted more sim elements, and a lot of people wanted more arcade elements. Obviously, it's a very arcadey game, and I think that it was one of those games that never really found its identity between the two. It was one of the things that World of Tanks is really good at. World of Tanks is an arcade game, but we have some very deep mechanics related to like armor angling and shell penetration and that. So it's simplified to the point of being fun, but not simplified to the point of being boring. And I think Planes really struggle to find that same balance. It's my personal thing.
Whoa, hello. What's up, dude?
Keep in mind that Planes does have shared currency and free experience with Tanks. So if you, oh come on, gun.
Oop, hello.
Yeah, so for me, like I do flight sim games, but generally they're a lot more in depth. Ouch.
Where are you, and what are you getting hit by?
I got hit by.
Oh, you're way far away. Never mind.
70 damage from the M40.
Yeah,
you're watching tragic. Unfortunately, my internet's too slow to support gameplay.
Yeah.
We tried several different solutions to get gameplay, and my internet won't support any of them, basically.
Yeah.
So
which is quite unfortunate.
Thunder says, with the anniversary events getting pushed back, will that affect Steel Hunter? So at this point, I haven't. I don't believe so. We're not anticipating it to affect Steel Hunter that I'm aware of.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna say I can't pen him.
Old Veteran says, have you seen the new Flight Simulator yet? Yeah, I'm very excited about it. For those of you who don't know, the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm going to shill for a different company's game on our channel real quick. But it's a mind-boggling technical achievement. They have a 9 terabyte map of the world that is using satellite data and artificial intelligence to render the entire world map. It's crazy. It's insane. And awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, Goose, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Talk to my Goose? I always feel like I should space out the parts of your username more, but I feel like Talk to my Goose is like weirdly more fitting because you do have the parts pushed together and parts not pushed together and whatnot. I don't know. Seems fitting.
I'm just happy because I got a shot of damage in. I took a lot of damage. Like,
You
blocked
did.
a lot of damage.
You took a lot of damage.
I was a successful distraction carnifex.
True.
Which is not a reference not a lot of people are going to get, but
Ouch.
some of you hopefully will.
Well, I just defended our light tank from getting destroyed. Let's
Time to download World of
ooh,
Warships.
4,
Always a good time to
4,
download. Actually, I need to re-download World of Warships. I actually miss playing it.
Yeah.
I have I played a lot of warships in the early rank seasons, and then I just have not had time for warships more recently. But I'm feeling the itch. I want to get back into it. Sob says, "Man, I need a job as chill as your guys." Yeah, we're pretty lucky. This is the best part of the gig for sure.
So I just got a message on Discord saying that people are calling us rude things, and our moderators aren't doing anything about it. What channel? Because so far, chat has been a-okay.
There was a little grumpiness on Facebook, but
Okay.
I think it came from a good place.
Yeah. I mean, in general, like, I definitely understand some people's need to insult us, but I'm not incredibly worried about it. I'm not super concerned.
Talek says, hello, why have the starting dates of Act 5 been changed? Because we have experienced some technical issues outside of our control. You might be able to infer some more if you look into the world news at the moment, but basically there's some disturbances to service going on in our development studio's home city.
No worries. I appreciate your DM, by the way. It's always good that we have people watching out for us, but you know,
As Jimmy says, it does come with the territory.
Yeah, like, we are generally pretty thick-skinned. There are things that we absolutely don't tolerate, and those are things like racism, sexism, all that kind of stuff. So if you're using words of those nature, please don't, and please leave our chat because we don't want you here. Otherwise, you know, if you want to call us bad at the game, go for it, because, you know, yeah, we definitely are at some points. So, you know, it's good that you guys keep us on our toes, but otherwise,
But yeah, there's always going to be people who confuse their, you know, people get passionate about
Tier
the
8.
game, and then when something happens they don't like, they get upset about it, and that passion turns into an equal amount of anger or rage. And when you're someone like us, you know, the people that work for the company that you engage with personally, you know, some people are going to naturally conflate that anger or rage and put it on us. And that's something that we accept, you know. We do encourage you to redirect that passion towards constructive criticism instead of personal attacks.
All right, Zuggy, you go take care of your dog. Patent Pending says, what are AZA points for? Basically, AZA points are for Azarus. Azarus is our, basically our trivia and challenge question system. You guys answer questions that pop up on screen, and if you answer correctly, you get AZA points, and you can actually use those points to purchase in-game items on the AZA store. So all you have to do is go to azarus.io, and you will be able to log in and link up your World of Tanks account with your Azarus account, and you will be able to get codes for your for yourself that will give you consumables and equipment and things like that.
All right, since we have Deadman Jesse on the team, I'm going to try extra hard because I feel like I owe him a win.
Oh, do you? Did you
every time we play a Deadman Jesse, I play really poorly.
Well, you know, when most of your games are played poorly, at some point, you will have someone who gets. Okay. Well, as a rewards update with the new equipment, yeah, we do have to message Azure. I need to write that down. But yes, we do.
Should have written it down last week.
Well, you know, things happen sometimes. Anyways, I will write it on the back of my hand.
Yes, we will be updating the Azure store codes with.
Okay. But yes.
Anthony says, try to be nice to the middlemen women. If you have a problem, try to give them a solution you might think would work. It makes things easier. Well, it does also because, you know, a lot of what we do is report on how people receive things that we do, and what they're saying specifically. So if I can say players are upset about the equipment change because they don't like that they can no longer change equipment from the garage with their modules, that is an actionable feedback that a developer can look at and go, yeah, I mean, that's something we've wanted to do and maybe we should get around to it since players clearly miss it. Whereas if it's players don't like the update and they think you're all stupid idiots, the devs are going to go, well, guess I'm just going to go about my day. That's obviously a reductive oversimplification. It wouldn't happen that way. But
yeah,
that's just to give you an idea of why we ask you to, you know, be more constructive with your negative feedback.
Yeah. It also definitely helps us to organize our feedback, because like when we organize our feedback, usually it's by like pieces of the update. So if you just say that the whole update sucks, there's nothing that we can do with that. It's just like, okay, whole update bad. But if you say this part of the update is bad because it gives us a lot to work on.
Yeah, and I will. So one thing I do want to, I think people, it's kind of surprising to me at first, but it makes sense when you think about it. We do a lot of in-game surveys asking people for their input, and it's amazing the responses that we get from the random in-game surveys, which go to everyone who plays the game, inevitably come out way more positive than the surveys that we do based just on like forums and stream chat and other places' feedback. Not that we discount those, but what people I think might miss out on is that there's a whole lot of people who, TLDR, if someone likes something, they're a lot less likely to make a forum account and post about it than they are if they don't like something.
Yeah.
So what you experience in the community is actually a little bit biased towards the negative almost always. So someone just said that the update isn't liked, and there's definitely some things that are universally disliked, but there's actually quite a lot of love for this update from people who are excited about the new opportunities being given them by the new equipment. And I don't think you're seeing as much of that as you might, as there is. That's because your surveys don't offer negative answer options. So
yes, they do. What?
The surveys I see in game always ask me what I'm wearing. I don't think that was put out by us, all war.
What?
Well, Steve, what I recommend doing is just only changing equipment for vehicles as you plan to play them. I definitely understand your frustration, but you don't have to go change 200 vehicles all at once. You can change them as... I certainly am not changing all 250 of my survey or vehicles all at once.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is the nature of a change as big as the equipment changes. It's going to involve some work. Enjoyment is generally quiet. Grief is generally loud. Yeah, that's 100% true. Positive input. I don't care about the EBR speed. Just give the gun a shoot mode like the new Polish medium. Okay. Why don't you create a channel on the World Tanks portal for suggestions and critics? Well, we have channels in our Discord and on our forums for those things. So actually, there technically is. You just have to go to the forums and go to the feedback forum. You can also we have the Warhammer community feedback. The World of Tanks community feedback request forum, which is expressly where we are actively soliciting feedback for upcoming development stuff going on. So if you're interested in shaping the game that way, there are some avenues available to you. Yeah, apparently I have Warhammer on the brain today.
Apparently so. That was really interesting, actually. What's up,
I'm so
Master
excited about the
Sergeant?
KV2R. I want more KV2R.
Does the cap not have, like, any protection? That kind of sucks.
Oh, buddy. I thought that was the back of a tank, but it was the front of a Chrysler.
Yep. Yep.
Those rear-mounted turrets will trick you up.
They really will.
How about we talk about MTG? Yeah, might as well, right?
I mean...
Sure. I still haven't played in a while, Monty.
Yeah, I also haven't.
Has anyone seen the whole Stardust 5-part series put together? Yeah, actually, Llama was really hyped about that. I haven't watched it, but he really loved it.
Come on. Come on, Chrysler. Come where I can see you. Come out. No? Okay.
Did anybody get into the Battle Pass Commander stories? I thought those were pretty fun.
No, I haven't, actually. Tell us more.
Hey, Brian, how's it going? From Southern California. Oh, I'm so jealous. It's probably so nice weather there right now.
Oh my god. The riding weather right now must be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm a little, we're like halfway through summer now, and I'm starting to feel the pain. Really want it to be less hot. I want story time with cabbage.
Story
I have a lot of
with
stories
cabbage.
right now. Is my Mordian BDR skin from Warhammer? Yeah, it's the Mordia is
75 degrees in San Diego. I'm jealous. I am so jealous. That is amazing weather.
There's a lot of things that I love about Texas, but the heat is not one of them. And that was actually, when I first moved here too, I remember asking people, like, you get used to the heat, right? Everyone asks. I was like, nope. You never do.
You really
never
don't.
get used to it.
Been here, what, 2 years now? Going on 3?
Almost 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say the humidity is just the worst. Absolutely.
Jolly says only 100 here in San Antonio. About time to pull out the coat.
Oh my god. Don't even.
Scott says, don't worry, Cabbage. Cool weather will be here soon. November is just around the corner.
Goodness gracious.
I have adjusted somewhat to the heat, though. Despite, I wouldn't say I'm comfortable in the summer, but I definitely like my average temperature I'm comfortable at has gone up 5 or 10 degrees since we moved here.
Yeah.
I can actually go outside when it's 100 degrees, and like as long as I'm wearing a hat and sunscreen, I won't die.
I just don't like going outside, so it's not like...
There's a VK behind you, by the way, and a Skoda.
Yep. Well, I tried.
Yep, you did try. I also tried.
Gracious. Okay.
100 degrees in College Station. Yeah, it's been like 100 degrees every day.
We're not even allowed to have Type 59Gs, so I don't think I would risk my entire job to give someone else one.
By the way, Irish Tom said hello from Cincinnati, Ohio. You know, I've never actually been to Cincinnati, which is I've been to Ohio several times, but I've only been to Cleveland.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Interior.
So the best part about that line is it actually makes sense in context. If you've ever read the verse, he's referring to the interior of his customized automobile, which has alligator leather seats and television screens inside.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
It's one of the best bars ever.
Okay, is every day Talk to Magoose's birthday? Because this has been like the third birthday he's had in like as many months, so very confused.
Doc says there's the internet problem and it's due to the issues of election. It is related to that, yes.
Any news about Steel Hunter potentially being put on hold because of the situation? At this point in time, I don't believe so.
We have not heard anything about the Steel Hunter possibly being delayed.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware. I can check, but...
No, I'm not seeing anything in the,
Still on track for Steel Hunter. Confirmed.
So I have a message from Jambi, but basically I think the ceasing of development might have been for Total War Arena, because Total War Arena did eventually become no more. Yeah, so I think that announcement might have been for TWA. But yeah, Cab Jambi John did message us, so
I must have
thank
gotten
you, by the way.
with TWA.
Yeah. Watt community still gives an error. So there is an article, guys, about the 2021 Aquino Tank Weekend for Ontario Tank Museum. I will post the link in just a moment. But yeah, there is a code for you guys to use on the Eventbrite. So it is on Eventbrite. It is not a wargaming code. It is an Eventbrite code, and you should be able to get 25% discount on entry and event tickets. So it's not a code for World of Tanks. It is an Eventbrite code. So I'm seeing a lot of... Oops, sorry, I only sent that to Twitch. Let me repost that to all platforms. But yeah, guys, the code is not for World of Tanks. It is for Eventbrite. If you're trying to purchase tickets, for Aquino Tank Weekend, as pertains to the section of our news ticker that it is. So... Alright. Riki says, why did they raise the tank reward tokens to get a free tank? It makes it nearly impossible. A lot of us work and can't play every single day. I can't really speak much to it. Cabbage, do you have any insight on that one?
On which one?
Raising the number of reward tokens for getting a tank and tank rewards.
No, I do not. I have to ask Sorry about that.
Okay. No worries. No, for free. What? It's a really strange question. And guys, we're honestly not going to be talking too much about the situation. We don't know a lot, so...
About which situation?
Minsk.
I mean, yeah, we know that there are connectivity issues caused by the disruptions there, and that's really all we can say.
Yeah.
That's what's causing some of the delays. And that we, wish the best for our colleagues there.
Yeah. Also, please be respectful of the situation. So. Uh-oh. We have E3 coming in on the side.
Yeah, I definitely have resting grumpy face today.
You do. Okay, I'm gonna go this way to hopefully do some spotting. Well, you should have not gone that way. To what is that?
Oh,
Wolf head.
you are
I'm so sorry.
now all on
Well, I hope you can get. Whoa! What is going on with? What is that? Is that my track? Goodness gracious. So I need maybe a little bit of help. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, you're. Yeah, that's what I was telling you earlier.
Yeah. That hurt a lot. But yeah. Alright, let's watch Cabbage. What are we talking about the chicken dance for? Hello, Steven. How are you doing? But we want you squinting some more because your glasses fogged up? What? I think you might need to take it into the shop. Well, you know, that's just how it be sometimes.
There's nowhere on this map that is safe. I hate Ensk. So
like,
why you know
guys, please be respectful of the situation. Like, seriously. They are real people, so it's kind of disrespectful.
People? Really?
What's up, Steve? How are you doing?
I mean, that's obviously our primary concern, guys, is our coworkers over there.
I get Cabbage and Tragic confused. No worries. You guys are generally watching my gameplay. The only time we're watching Cabbage's gameplay is if we're spectating him after I've died. So. And
translates to English as battle in a small closet. Yeah, right?
It truly is kind of a small closet. It's very enclosed. Oof. Mike Ruth is down. Alright, going back to the Cabbage view. Well, Donald, I'm glad you like our game. I'm sorry I gave Cabbage credit earlier for strategic gameplay. Well, you know, running away is a strategy, so.
It's a perfectly legitimate strategy. Really? Oh, okay. That's cool.
Oof, that oods. Yeah, that'll wreck ya. That'll definitely destroy you sometimes. Oh, wow. Wow, you almost died to that Roomba. Ooh.
You mean oods?
Aw. No, the Roomba killed the hawk that was in front of you. Weekly Watcher question mark. I was gonna try soon.
Stop the, but I couldn't. I got a food.
Brave Sir Cabbage.
Yeah, I briefly went away.
Well, you know, if that's the description word you want to use. What is the Weekly Watcher code? The Weekly Watcher code is a code that we post every Tuesday on our stream. But basically, you get the code on Tuesday, you play a mission that's in-game. Both entering the code in and playing the mission will get you consumables. And if you continue to get codes throughout the month, so if you get the code today, if you got one last week, if you get the one next week, and if you get the one the week after that, the more codes you get in a row, the bigger bonus that you get at the end of the month. So, all right, Bob 80 is up next. Mr. Evil Toes, righto. Still love your name, by the way. All right, invite out to Mr. Evil Toes. Sweet.
that you two are playing games and poor Domo's busy working. Oh, poor Domo. So exploited.
Well, you know. Alrighty. It's strategic relocating. True. Hey, Domo is in chat. Of course, the day I am late signing on is the Aquino special. Well, you know, we did post the article, so Cranky Monkey is in chat. He should be able to answer some questions. But as you guys can see currently in the nice little news ticker below, if you guys go to our World of Tanks website and you guys check out the article on Aquino Tank Weekend, there is a discount code in there for Eventbrite that you guys can use. You will be purchasing tickets for 2021, so please keep that in mind. Aquino Tank Weekend, super fun. Been there, done that. Would go again and again and again and again and again and one more time just for the poutine. But yeah, for sure, go pick up some tickets. It is a good time to plan next year's and, well, possibly future vacations, because there is subject to change, so keep that in mind. Uh-oh.
Now you got me all sad.
What?
I'm really sad because we would have had another Aquino Fest 2 ago.
Yeah, I know.
Really hope we don't have to miss another one.
Yeah, I know. Same.
So
you know what?
Nice.
My two things that I want to do again and repeatedly are Aquino Tank Weekend and D-Day Ohio, specifically because D-Day Ohio is awesome, and also Renix Meat Market. If you guys ever go to Ohio, please.
How did I know that's what you were doing?
Please go to Renix Meat Market. It is delicious, and I hope they are still open, because that is delicious.
We had a great time at D-Day Ohio, but we also had one of the best steak dinners we've ever had in our lives. Actually, I would say it's like one of the of a tradition when you do a show, is or at least it has been for me. If you work a E3 or a PAX, you get a nice dinner one of the nights there, right? Yeah. On the charity of the company you're there with. So I've had I've had nice steak dinners in LA, I've had nice steak dinners in Seattle, I've had nice steak dinners in Boston, but I gotta tell you, the one at D-Day Ohio was the best one. That place was so good.
And you guys almost didn't go there. Almost.
Yeah, we had such a good time at Aquino. It really did. We went swimming in Lake Erie after we finished packing up the booth after the last day.
Dang it!
It was awesome.
I really wanted to go swimming in Lake Erie, and the thing is, it was storming when we went. The one day that we were there, our IT guy got completely drenched in the span of maybe 30 seconds, because as we were setting up, we had the generator going for all of the PCs and whatnot, and it started a torrential downpour, and in that downpour our IT guy was like, "Oh no, the computers," and everyone's just like, "We need to shut them all off," and he was just like, "No, shut the generator off," and he runs out into the rain, and in literally the 10 seconds that it took for him to run to the generator and run back into the pavilion, he was absolutely drenched. They're insane.
Shout out to our IT guy, Ryan, who's the superhero of all of our events, actually.
Yeah, seriously.
Literally would not be able to do them without him. He does the job of 3 people, and is generally a badass. He honestly does the
job of 4.
IT guy Ryan is a badass. That's one of the truths of the Wargaming North America office. Yeah. It was cold as well. It was humid a little bit, I think. Captain says, "Hey Cabbage, don't know if you remember, but the Valiant was on my tank list." I do remember, and now it's in the game files. Don't know if I caused that or not. I can neither confirm nor deny. But hopefully we see something come of that. For real though, I don't think the existence of the vehicle was unknown. But I did pass that on, and hopefully may have gotten them excited about doing it, since clearly someone was excited about seeing it. Mr. Eviltoe's doing work.
Yeah, seriously. All we have left is that 279E and the prototype. I want that prototype to peek out.
Captain says, "Hey,
not.
Cabbage, I'm done with my German tankless vehicles that are in the game. I will give it to you next time I see you. It's quite a bit longer than my previous one." Ooh. Sorry.
Will modern tanks ever be in the game? So we've actually discussed this a few times, but our answer is probably not. At the point in which you get, which I will include Cabbage's, always his first descriptor, smoothbore guns and active armor. As soon as we get into those, that adds a lot more complexity to the armor and the gun mechanic system, and on top of that, they would completely decimate almost all of the current tanks that we have now, because like the velocity of the shells and the amount of penetration and the amount of armor that they would have would completely outclass anything that we currently have in the game. So don't think it would be necessarily possible.
Yeah, so the thing I usually say when this comes up is we're certainly not ruling it out. It's something that'd be really cool to do in the future.
Thank you, Bob.
But as Tragic said there, like the level of technology you hit in the Cold War really gets to a point where we'd want to make some changes to how the game works to better represent it. Obviously, World of Tanks is not a simulator. We would still make it an arcade game with some realistic elements and some deep gameplay elements. But in order to do it justice of like the later M60s and I believe the T-72 was the main Soviet. In order to do those things justice, you really have to start accounting for things, including electronic warfare and missiles and all that kind of stuff. So, and that the foundation for those things just doesn't exist in the current iteration of World of Tanks. So, like I said, not to say it would never happen, but it would be a huge evolution of the game. War Child too. Money's got him. And honestly, even in our limited timeline, we have a lot of technology that's not really represented, right? Like a lot of our tanks have smoke launchers equipped, but we don't have vehicle smoke in the game outside of Frontline. And that'd be cool to have if we could find a way to do it right. But just to give you an example of like a small thing that's already not in the game versus the incredible amount of difference for more modern vehicles. Game itself would have to design itself to compensate for different composites of armor. As long as it doesn't have a smoothbore, composite armor can be added. Yeah, and recoilless rifles too. Like we don't. That's the mechanics for those aren't currently in the game. Because we get that a lot with like specific later Cold War U.S. and British tank destroyers and wheeled vehicles. We just don't have the mechanics for recoilless rifles in the game. That would have to be added.
I should really bring back your soapbox.
Yeah, I'm soapboxing a lot today. I don't know. I got a lot on my mind, guys, as you can probably imagine. It's a tough time for us.
Hey, if you guys want the weekly Watcher code, tell us your favorite dinosaur streamer. Who's your favorite dinosaur streamer?
How about just your favorite dinosaur?
Your favorite dinosaur.
What's your favorite dinosaur, chat?
Dinosaur streamer.
Kid COVID said they had recoilless rifles in World War II. Yeah, we don't have them in game, is what I'm saying. They became more prevalent in the post or Korean War era, I believe, is when they started to take off, right?
Tragic. All right.
Stegosaurus.
Right. Yeah. I think you guys deserve the code.
Dude, Stegos are cool. Man.
Oh no.
Tragicsaurus Rex. Godzilla.
Oh no.
The one with the Thagomizer.
I can't.
Tomato. I think that's Tomato Sauce Heroes. Says, will Wargaming ever bring back a point system to advance in Clan Wars to fight their war tank issues? Or boring 5EBR one-sided teams? So I would have to run that question past our competitive gaming guy, 1984 Big Brother, I believe they are discussing a lot of options for the future of the
Ouch.
game, but I can't comment on any of them because
Oh,
I'm not sure.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, can we please get that prosciutto?
By the way, guys, I'm being told that I did in fact make a dumb doo-doo and mixed up TWA with warplanes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know, I was just confirming.
Oh no!
Ankylosaurus
dang
is
it.
my favorite dino. You might say it is the tank of the Jurassic era. Yeah, I like that. It's cool. Fish are the least reliable teammate.
They are.
Fish is the least reliable. Fish. Okay, I have a joke about this, but it's kind of complicated. If Fish is someone's favorite band, they are probably not reliable.
Ah! E100! E100!
Just kidding.
Dang
I know
it!
there's a lot of extremely reliable people who are
tried.
Fish fans.
Invalid code. Gosh, dang it.
But deep in your hearts, you want to follow the band around and be a degenerate parking lot person, don't you?
Code is AFK.
The code does not work on the EU server, unfortunately. It is going to be NA only. Does it work on the NA server?
It should be invalid. Some people are getting invalid code. I'm going to double check on the code. It should be working.
It should always be C0, right? We don't put O's.
We put zeros at the end.
Seems
should
like
be
a
working.
Pretty universal no good.
Yeah, that's very strange. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to yell at... Is anyone getting that it worked? Yes, no, no?
Nope.
Okay.
I haven't seen a single person say it worked yet.
Okay. Ah. I think I see the issue. Yeah, I see the issue.
Issue spotted.
Yeah, issue spotted.
Oh, that M4 just rammed that poor S1.
Uh-oh. So, we may not be able to, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna message our lovely llama.
Oh, I just drove into a rock that I couldn't see because of a tree.
Well, we're watching Hugo Steele currently.
Good,
where are
that's
you?
good.
There you are.
Keep watching Hugo Steele.
Alright. That's very unfortunate. Let me see if we have a different code that we can use. Ah, yes. Okay. Alright, guys. I will have a code for you guys. So the issue was that the validity dates were wrong. So we're actually going to use the YouTube code. So there will be no makeup code this week until we fix
Llama's looking into it now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can get it fixed, but for now I'm just gonna use the YouTube code, so we'll probably have the other code, the one that I sent.
I was shouting at Llama. That's why I was off comms.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still gonna give out the YouTube version of the code.
For those of you who don't know, we're referring to Sketchy Alpaca, aka Trusted Llama, aka my roommate.
Okay, this code should work. For the makeup code, we'll be using the other code that I posted. So, if you can, use this code instead for now. And...
Hey, Rogers.
Yeah.
Why do you want to get banned from YouTube, Roger?
Why? Why, Roger?
Was maybe switching to Twitch?
Alright, up next we have FBI
Alright,
Open Up!
That's still one of my favorite names.
Yeah, same. Alright, FBI Open Up, invite out.
Cool. Thanks for letting us know that one worked, guys. What tier you want to play, FBI? Excelsior.
Okay, alrighty. What tier are we playing? Ooh, tier 5. Alright. Also, I'm so glad that you can yell at llama very easily. Because it did give me a second to type all that out and check everything. Alright, tier 5 dropping in. Alright, Games for Jay. We will see ya later. Alright, thank you, Llama. Can you yell at Llama that I'm thanking him on stream as well?
Yep.
Thank you. Nature Force is on the other team. Oh no. Oh no! He is in the left. That's a big oh no.
Nature Force, why?
Nature Force, why? Please, no stream snipe. Thank you. I'm still
Hendrix
wondering.
says,
oh
yeah.
Yeah, you read that. You can go.
I'm still wondering how the NA server is so dead. Well, you see, the NA server died in 2013, and since then it's just been what is dead may never die. You know?
Alright, I'm glad that that code works. Llama is going to try and get the other code fixed. And if we can't get it fixed before about Thursday, we'll try and release it on Tuesday instead.
Yep, the first 2 tips for the code is make sure you're on the NA region, because it only works for NA players, and the second part is make sure you don't have any spaces in your copy-paste. Because it will not work if there's a space after it.
Oh, no! I died very quickly. Okay, yeah, I deserve that. That's fair. Let's watch FBI open up.
Oh no, Nature Force just shot me. Nature Force, stop. I'm gonna have to abandon this position because Nature Force is too dangerous.
Ricky says, NA server died because the game has gone to bad word. Watt stresses content over quality, which is sad. So if I could ask Ricky, if you could expand on, like, your opinion, like, genuinely, I'm asking this, like, what parts of the game are frustrating for you? What parts of the game aren't satisfactory to you? Because
I mean, I would say, like, my first response would be, if it's dead, why do I have a job?
Yeah, that's also
it's
a
definitely
good
not
question.
Dead. It is smaller than it used to be. It's definitely not dead. Second off, yeah. I disagree with, but appreciate your opinion. I don't think that we have prioritized content over quality. If anything, the opposite. We just canned a major update to the game like 3 months ago because we decided that the quality wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
One that we spent months developing. So I don't really think that's true. Not to say we always get everything right, but we definitely try to get it right.
Yeah. And your opinion is valid. We want to know basically more about, like, what your frustrations are as well.
Well, I have an office, Jimmy. I just can't go into it.
That was funny. I like that. Also, oh man,
well,
FBI
part of the reason
has
Klaus
that
is playing on EU is because he's built quite a large
evolution.
EU viewership audience.
Yeah. FBI has the evolving evolving emblem decal thing. Honest opinion for me is the grind is a long one. Sadly, I can see people dropping off before tier 7 with most events and key things around tier 10s. They miss out on the fun stuff. So most games, the end game content is... So I'll tell you a little bit about, not necessarily game theory, but game progression in almost every single game. Tier 10, yes, or the highest tier, or the highest level is always a place that you want to get to. That is where, like, the quote-unquote fun starts or whatever. I think for a lot of people in World of Tanks, the reason why some people drop off before certain tiers is particularly because between tier 7 and tier 8, there's a large... I think, gap between the way that those tiers' stats are. So, like, tier 7, you know, you have some tanks that have, let's swap to a tier 7. You have tanks that have, like, 1,300 health, and, you know, guns that do anywhere from 150 to 280 or so damage. And there feels like there's a large gap between tier 7 and tier 8 in terms of the strength of the tank. And obviously, once you get to tier 10, there's nothing higher than that. I don't think our grind is particularly long. There are definitely games in which the grind is much, much longer and much more difficult. I just one-shot
3Gs. That was fun.
But, yeah, I don't... This, you know, not every game is for everybody. Our game is slow in in match progression. So, you know, tanks are relatively slow. You can't always go from one side of the map to the other side of the map. You can't always reposition. Most other games these days are quite fast. If you look at games like Overwatch or League of Legends, those are quite fast games. They're very fast-paced within the match itself. And on top of that, like, World of Tanks is a single life game. Anytime you spawn into a match, if you die, you're dead for that match. You have to exit and pick a different tank. There's a lot of reasons why World of Tanks isn't particularly for everybody, but I don't necessarily think it's due to long grinds, if I'll be...
Yeah,
frank.
So the grind's definitely... Oh, I'm gonna die now. Endrick says on EU we have 60 players active right now, on RU like 300k, and A is 10k most. How come we think so different? I mean, we are so different. There's a couple of reasons for that. Tanks is a niche game in North America, and generally, even in more Western European audiences, it's also not super concentrated in the UK. And it's and EU is very specifically concentrated in Germany and Poland. Where they have a specific tradition and history that, for whatever reason, appeals. And one thing that I think a lot of people aren't aware of is that the Soviet countries have a particular affinity for tanks. I should say the former Soviet countries, have a particular cultural affinity for tanks that isn't really present in the West or the Far East. And it's kind of fascinating, actually. I think what a lot of Americans at least don't know is that we have Veterans Day, Memorial Day. In most of the post-Soviet countries, they have a special Remembrance Day just for tankers, in part because of their incredible contributions to battles like Kursk and all that. So there's a lot of... Some of it is like gameplay preference, some of it is cultural, and some of it is by nature, Westerners are less likely to enjoy games with intense grinds and punishing learning curves. So there's a lot of reasons for it. Those being some of them. And I think, in order to enjoy World of Tanks, you have to be a little bit of a masochist, right? Because the curve of just getting into, like, understanding where I can go in the battlefield without being destroyed is a painful one. And it's really rewarding once you learn those mechanics and start to use them against other people. But the process of learning them is quite brutal, and a lot of people in the West don't get over that hurdle.
Yeah. Like, World of Tanks definitely has a particularly steep learning curve, especially considering all of the different mechanics that you have to learn, whereas most games are relatively straightforward. So if I were to explain, you know, like League of Legends, you know, what kind of mechanics they have, realistically, because all of the damage in League of Legends is based off of, you know, what equipment you have and the base damage of whatever champion is being played, and you can increase those based on, you know, all of the equipment that you put on your champion, and, you know, can be mitigated by the other team's equipment considering what they use for, you know, like defense. That's pretty easy to explain. Whereas World of Tanks, you have the spotting mechanics, you have the camo mechanic, you have the penetration mechanic. They're like, those are in and of itself very difficult to explain. And on top of that, you also have to, you know, learn every single map. Whereas, you know, League of Legends only has one map. Overwatch has maybe 10 maps?
Well, it's not true. League has more.
Well, yes, but, you know, the main one that you play is one single map. So.
Also, the US doesn't have a big PC culture. That's true, actually. Yeah. If you were to include the World of Tanks console numbers, NA's numbers would be much higher.
Yeah.
NA does, especially when World of Tanks first kicked off, was much more of a console-dominant market. I mean, there's a ton of reasons, guys. But it is what it is. We still have a very healthy population in North America, and the game is going to continue for the foreseeable future. We have more than enough to sustain the ongoing development and marketing and publishing of the game. And we're proud to have a community that supports us as much as they do.
I don't think our community is, like, particularly more or less toxic than any other game.
Hey, Jimmy, how's it going?
You definitely get people on every single game that are toxic. And
yeah, I guess it depends. When people say that about tanks, I think it depends on their own experience, right?
Yeah.
Having played a lot of other games, like including League of Legends and Counter-Strike quite a lot, I don't think that the World of Tanks community is more toxic than those communities. But
thanks for explaining what I just said.
It's a classic. it's a classic online story, though. People who are anonymous and feel like there aren't personal repercussions for the things they say things that they would never say in a context where they feel like there will be real repercussions. It's an unfortunate rule of the internet, is that anonymity guarantees certain unpleasant behaviors in some people.
And for anyone asking about why Act 5 was postponed, just Google World News. Minsk. There you go.
What needs a healer class to give them someone else to hate homicides already class? I don't think that would work. NA WOT community is pretty hardcore in my opinion. They kind of have to be, right? Like if you're gonna stick it out in World of Tanks, you have to be pretty hardcore. Nobody who has 10,000 battles in World of Tanks is a casual player. You know, even if they are a casual player by WOT standards, they're not a casual video game player.
Shoot, my dad is a casual WOT player, and he has more battles than I do.
Yeah, a casual player is playing like Tiger Woods PGA Tour, like, you know, 10 hours a year.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Squash Balls, I did send you an invite. Hope you're getting it.
Sepdog says, please fix the ability to see what preset styles are applied to which tanks, like it used to be in that screen. It is a pain to have to look through all that stuff. Actually, that's a good piece of feedback I haven't seen yet. I'm going to take that down as soon as I can figure out exactly what you're talking about.
In a game, we're almost done, though. No worries, Squash Ball. We'll just answer a few questions. Casual is playing since beta with less than 5,000 games. I don't know if that's necessarily casual. I just think it's like how I always feel like casual isn't necessarily how often you play a game. It's just how much effort you put into your stats in a game. I feel like. You can be casually competitive, and you can also be competitive, and then you can also be casual.
You can define it a lot of different ways. I think,
that's my definition.
Actually, I really like what Cranky Monkey referred to it as. Although we are a 13-up game and do not endorse the consumption of adult beverages, he referred to a lot of World of Tanks players as beer and pretzels players. So that could be seen as casual. Even if you could be someone who plays 3 to 4 days a week for hours at a time, which by no means would be considered like casual. But in the context of you're playing the game to have fun with your friends, not to maximize your performance or dominate a competitive environment, which isn't to say you're not trying, it's just that that's not the most important thing to you. So that could be casual to a lot of people, but by like objective standards, it's not really casual if you're playing a game 20 hours a week. So, you decide what kind of player you want to be and play that way, and don't worry about what other people call it.
So I did reorganize the queue list a little bit. So Nature Force, I've moved you down to the bottom since we only have about 30 minutes left. And I moved people who haven't played with us very often up to the top. So obviously we're currently playing with squash balls. Up next after that is Mother Heckin' Beals, which I will not say your actual username because that would be cursing, and Tragic doesn't curse.
His name is Tomato Sauce Hero.
So it is. It for sure is, but, I wanted to read his Twitch name. And then after that is Warp 103, and then FBI Open Up, and then Nature Force will be last, if we get people in. You might be casual if you're playing in the same clothes you went to sleep in last night. Well, casual equals not a sweaty?
Taser says just not a sweat.
What?
Anthony says I have 6K games on my Wolverine alone.
Wow.
Nice. That's awesome.
Dang.
I've been in the game longer than most of the team have been in the game.
I mean, yeah.
I remember when I was first starting to get deeper into World of Tanks, somebody was like, well, your first 10K games, you're just feeling the game out. Like, 10K games is when you hit the barrier where like your stats probably mean something. Like that's probably who you are as a player. How many games do you have to play 10,000 rounds of before you're out of the beginning stage? Endrick says, so guys, what do you think about the wheeled vehicles? I think they are extremely powerful in the right hands and extremely not powerful in most people's hands. I haven't played enough since the patch to see if there's been a significant change, though.
Yeah. I saw. I always think it's funny when people are like call each other snowflakes, and it's just like, I don't know what it is.
It's one of those loaded words. That's never going anywhere productive.
But like, I always think it's just being more considerate of our fellow persons or fellow other people that aren't ourselves. Like, just being nice to people. Why is that so bad?
Nature Force says it took me 10K games to play not like an idiot. Heck, I have 10K games and I still play like an idiot quite a lot of the time.
Same. Ditto. Agreed. I often play poorly.
I just have really, like... I've mentioned this before, but I used to be a competitive FPS player, and one of my trademarks as in that environment was being really hyper-aggressive, and it worked really well in the games that I played, but in World of Tanks, it just isn't. You cannot just be aggressive in World of Tanks and expect to have good outcomes.
Cabbage, I feel like you shouldn't be over there, if I'll be completely honest.
Nah, it's fine.
You are absolutely going to die.
Nah, I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, you are.
Nah.
Yeah, the IS-4, the T-30 is almost for sure going that way.
Nah, I'm fine. I got the COD reference pretty much. Yeah, I mean, VCOD, as we called it, Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 4 were definitely big games for me. Those two and Counter-Strike.
Go back to base.
Told you I'd survive.
Yeah, only because you left,
But I did survive.
Yeah, only because I told you to leave, basically.
And why you need to think in COD you have to have good reflexes. Simple as that. Well, it's not quite that simple. But in general terms, you're right. But it's not that there's not thinking in COD. It's just less deep decisions made at a higher rate of speed. In order to play caught at a high level, it still requires a lot more than just twitch reflexes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing competitive search and destroy, which is what the competitive scene was when I played it anyway.
Or, like, I feel a lot of times people call things, like, easy, but, like...
I mean, it's fair to say compared to World of Tanks, it definitely is.
Oh, almost for sure. There's not as many mechanics. But also, like, you still have to know how to predict movements and things like that. Because if you can't, you're equally as dead.
Don't play in the sandbox with the US flag camo. I got shot so many times when I did. So I've heard people say that, but I've never experienced it myself. People on NA say that when they play on sandbox, they get focused.
Yeah.
Which I personally haven't seen, but I've heard a lot of people say it, so I imagine there's some truth to it.
Ah, gosh. Oh, hello. You know, like you do. We're not doing so hot, Cabbage.
I mean, I'm shooting them.
Well, now I'm going to die from the IS-4 as an act of karma, because I told you that you would die from the IS-4. Yeah, no. Boo.
We do appear to be sandwiched between a rock and a hard plate.
I don't... Let's see.
I can't back up and I can't go forward.
I don't think your chat banned. I can still see your chats. So... You probably just got muted for a little bit. Alright, let's watch Squash Balls. I've played 14 battles today and lost every single one. Something's up with matchmaking. No. Statistically, at some point, you are going to get a losing streak. So. I got shot less with my Canadian flag camo, and they say sorry after they shoot me. Love it, love it. Is there any chance that Frontline will become more of a common mode? Not that I believe so. At this moment, the devs are doing it as like an episodic thing, so it'll come in and out of gameplay. So.
Oh no, I'm out of room. I'm out of places to hide.
Alright. I'm gonna try the new spa liner on your Buff D100. Alright, good luck, Endrick. Or, Endrick Sick? Huh. I pronounced that poorly, I think. I'm in a really long losing streak. Well, you know, we can't always have influence on, the match that we're playing. Otherwise, up next we have Tomato Sauce Hero. Tomato Sauce Hero. Thank you, Squash Balls. I apologize for our poor plays. Sauce Hero. Alrighty. Invite to tactical unit. You know, I love looking up people's usernames to invite them to our platoon and seeing that they had a deputy account. It makes, it always warms my heart. Alright. Ooh, Jay Goebel says, I got you, Tragic. Don't say that, Tragic. We always have the ability to have influence. Well, you know, we can have some influence, but we can also have influence that is negated in one way or another. So yes, sometimes we can have influence, but not always. What is a deputy account? So in World of Tanks, once every quarter, so once every 4 months or 3 months. Once every 3 months or so, we have a sheriff event, and sheriff accounts are accounts that when you kill them on the enemy team, You get 250 gold because there is a mission attached to them in which when you kill that account, you get gold from the mission. But deputy accounts, every quarter, we give out from 200 to 300 accounts and let players have fun on fully kitted, top-tier crew accounts. Pretty fun. I like it. And we are dropping into tier 9, by the way. And if you guys are still asking about what is going on with Act 5, just Google World News for Minsk.
I mean, we don't know how long it's going to be delayed. It is delayed for now. Not everything is delayed, but some parts of it are. Yeah. I would say that the best place to go is the portal. And we'll update you when we have information available.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some things happening in Belarus that are making network connection difficult.
Yeah.
Put in very basic terms.
How do you become a sheriff? So, as I said, we have a sheriff event once every quarter. To become a sheriff, we do announce the sheriff sign-ups on our streams. So, when we launch the forum post in which you can sign up on, we announce it during our stream. So if you want to be a sheriff, you should continue to watch our streams. Or, you know, we already had our... Let's see. Yeah, we already had our sheriff event for this quarter. So you'll have to wait until next quarter, which means from next month till December, there's a chance.
Be in November.
There we go. All right. So Cabbage says it'll be in November. So watch our streams during the month of November, and we will drop the link to our sheriff signups, and you'll be able to, sign up for that. There you go. It's all good. Ow! Whoa! Why? That hurt. Alright, I gotta get out of here. I gotta leave. I gotta go. I am anticipating another artillery shot to hit me in the face. Or literally any other part of my tank. What is Aquino Tank Weekend is a event put on by the ever awesome Ontario Tank Museum, in which they do tank battles, fake recreational tank battles, as well as
tank battles.
Well, yes. They also do tank rides and things like that, and currently they do have a discount going on. So if you guys want to... Why am I the only one being... Am I still the only one being spotted? Is this why? I am absolutely getting ruined here. But yeah, so lots of tanks. It's in Ontario, the province. But yeah, Aquino Tank Weekend. There are details on their Eventbrite, so if you guys want to look it up, you are free to. There's a link to the Eventbrite on our article on our website. So, recreational nuclear bomb testing. Well, you know. Let's see. I do not know what I am doing in the game, but I would like to do the deputy thing. Well, all you have to do is make sure you sign up when we launch the event. It'll be a-okay. You'll be signed up. And it's first come, first serve, so, you know, be there quickly is the thing I mean. That's what I'm saying over here, you know? Yeah! I need to run away. Oh! Okay, well... Goodness. Will you guys ever review the new Polish line? Like us personally? Probably not.
Be happy to highlight reviews from folks like
Or
True Video
CCs,
13
yeah.
Disciple, though. Or any
Yeah.
of our other CCs, Cody. We'll leave that in the hands of more capable players than ourselves.
Yeah, we're not good enough to tell you the niche of the tanks, so.
I've also only played the buggy so far. I do like the buggy, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Wrecker, how's it going, man?
You know what we haven't done this stream? Oh wait, no, we have. Never mind. We've talked about food. I talked about poutine earlier.
Steak for like 20 minutes.
We did. I just forgot because it makes me sad that I can't have Rennick's Meat Market.
So I actually that made me think about a bigger thing, which is like parts of America like to think of the middle of the country as flyover country, and it's so ignorant and silly of a thing to believe. There's so many beautiful, amazing places in this country, in the United States. Don't want to leave you out, Canada. I'm sure the same is true for you. But like the coast of Lake Erie, just outside of Cleveland, is an incredibly beautiful place with a lot of awesome stuff to see and do.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to travel super far to find someplace nice. You probably have some really cool stuff in driving distance.
All right, Warp 103. Invite going out.
I had mentioned that before, that napalm material, but I would go to that area of Ohio on a vacation, like on a personal vacation. It was that nice and that enjoyable. Great beach.
Buggy needs Herbie the love bug skin. Oh my god, yes. I'm sorry, that is an amazing idea.
Colorado is great too, for sure.
All right, Warp, I sent you an invite.
With me, though. If I'm going to spend time above 10,000 feet, I really need to acclimate to it. Even above like 8,000 feet. Seattle's great. Yeah, for sure. Man, Seattle too has some great places just outside of it.
Not seeing any message from
Cedar
Warp.
Point. Nice.
We're gonna have to move on to.
What's actually, chat? Tell us something cool in your area of the country that most people don't know about.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Warp. Oops. Warp, did you change your settings to make sure that you have invites from friends in Garage turned off? Invite.
Yes. Were you going for Pikes Peak, Cranky Monkey? That's way up high. Yeah. Sonny says, "Well, if you like corn, Iowa's the place to be." Iowa's it is definitely a bit flat, but I've been through Iowa a bunch of times. It's quite pretty when everything's green. Ephemeral says Vancouver, BC, scuba diving rated as one of the best cold water in the world. Awesome.
Okay, there we go.
Wrecker says, I live in Southern Ontario, which is a place of strategic importance.
Bubble. Oh.
I'll tell you one thing you have going for you, Wrecker, is you're close to the Ontario Regiment Museum.
Yeah, y'all have so many tanks. So many tanks.
I think Cabbage has seen the Columbia River Gorge east of Portland. It is a natural wonder. I have. I spent quite a bit of time up there, actually. A couple of years ago, I spent a whole, like 3 or 4 days up that way. Had a great time.
All right.
Remy says farms in Indiana. Yeah, unfortunately, meth is plaguing most of the rural areas of this country. Pork tenderloins are really good. I have to say, though, Indianapolis is a really wonderful city to visit. I actually quite like Indianapolis. Maybe not in winter.
Can see millions of bat leaving their cave on radar each night outside of San Antonio. I believe Austin also has that. Like, there's particular spots, by the way, Tier 9, there are particular spots in which you can go to like, watch them, and I think one of the favorites is the bridge on 360, which also just has a great overlook area. The
Pennyback Bridge, I think it's called. Pennybacker Bridge?
No one calls it that.
oh, that's what it's called. So
all right, well... Anyways, but no, which it does have a really nice overlook, and honestly, if you guys want to go there to like see the sky and like water, that's a good place to go. I don't know why I said it like that.
I would say too, in Texas, there's some places in the far west and far south of Texas that are nothing like what people think Texas looks like.
Yeah, I agree.
Even here in Hill Country, there's a lot of beautiful parts that I think most people would not associate with Texas.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't before spending more time here.
I will say, though, Texas is incredibly flat. Still, like there are definitely flatter states for sure, but you know, as someone from California who literally lived in a valley where like both directions you looked, you would see mountains. Texas is flat.
Sun America says East Texas is best Texas. I actually need to spend more time in East Texas. I actually, when I took my week off, I was planning on getting into the some of the woods out there, the piney woods, I believe they're called. But unfortunately, just issues with the pandemic and my vision prevented me. But it's on my list of places to go once I get my bike up and going again.
Is where?
East Texas woods, East Texas piney woods. I've heard a lot of good things.
See, I feel like I need to kit my FZ07 with stuff so I can like tag along with you, because like, you know, FZ07 is basically like a very small adventure bike, just not with necessarily the adventure bike fittings.
I mean, any bike is an adventure bike if you have an adventure on it. My friends who are pretty hardcore backpackers and skiers, the definition of adventure is any trip you do with improper equipment.
Cabbage has an Africa Twin, and I have an FZ07, which I actually just fitted with a phone charging mount. So now I can charge my phone while I go along.
It's true.
So.
It's true. She could definitely. The eyes are doing pretty well. I'm almost back to normal, but I'm still trying to limit my screen time. By the way, Napalm asked earlier if I was going to be doing a personal
More
stream.
bike talk.
I'm still not streaming on my personal channel because of the eye thing. Nasdaddy says California is one of the few places you can go skiing in the morning, surf at noon, ATV sand dunes in the evening, and visit a winery for dinner in Knowledge State. So here's the thing, though, Nasdaddy, as someone who has lived more than 15 years in California, you actually can't really do all those things in the same day because of traffic. I mean, theoretically, you could, but traffic would prevent you.
Ow! I already. No. Oh. Hello. Okay. No, the FZ07 isn't a United Kingdom artillery. Jeez. Fine. Should I call it by? Like it. Yeah, it does. I should start calling it by its EU designation, which is the MT07. Whew. Don't know how you missed.
GLR 650 is an awesome bike, Murray. Yeah, the Tenere 700 is awesome.
See, I still want to get a Grom.
I was
just
waiting
for funsies
on it for so long, and then they announced that it was coming out 2 years ago. That it was coming out in 2 years. But the Africa Twin's a good bike for me. I'm quite happy.
The Africa Twin is a good bike for you.
Only thing I'm a bit iffy on is the front tire's 21 inches, which is a lot, and it has tubes, which is better in certain situations, but kind of annoying in day-to-day life.
What did I hit?
Tom says,
I hit your track.
I got a Harley Davidson 89 custom softail. Awesome.
Oh no. This is bad. Wow. Okay, well.
I do love all of those things about California, though, nasty. It's just the traffic. It's funny, people in Austin sometimes complain about the traffic here, and I just start laughing.
I do not allow them to.
I just start laughing.
I literally used to have a 30-mile, 1.5 hour long commute. My original commute was 50 miles, and it was 2 hours if I wasn't lane splitting, which is legal in California, provided you follow guidelines. But yeah, please don't complain about your traffic until you have ever driven in California traffic. You're not allowed
California's
to.
traffic. I thought it was one big parking lot.
Like, but the thing is, like, I will the only places where I will allow someone to complain about like traffic is going to be like New York and Boston. Because we dealt with Boston traffic.
Who names the city Austin though is like, well, I mean, all big cities have traffic problems, you know. But
Yeah.
it definitely.
I think Austin has the worst Texas traffic. For sure.
I don't have enough experience with Texas traffic to know.
I feel
just
like
know that it's
Austin,
not as bad here as it was in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I know that Austin, Houston, and Dallas generally have like this triangle of traffic, which is generally the worst area for traffic in Texas, but it still does not. It still just does not.
We got the
hold a
Texans
candle
fighting
to
about who's got
California.
the worst traffic. I love it. Los Angeles right here. Yeah.
First time
I
saw
think Los
motorcycle lane
Angeles
splitting
wins.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna get into any arguments about lane splitting, but the thing is, every other country has it.
A drinking caveman says like
So.
Asia or India. Now that's traffic. Yep. It's definitely traffic. Or Italy too. Italy's also a crazy place to drive. I have to be honest. I drove when we went to Bovington Tank Fest a few summers ago. I drove in England for the first time.
Quick, start
And
talking about
once I
food.
got the hang of it, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Roundabouts are so amazing. Once
I
you're
love
used to them.
roundabouts.
I could never go back. Like if I had the choice, I would never.
I
go
just
back.
love going fast in roundabouts because they're just so smooth to like turn around. Oh, amazing.
LJ Maui says Honolulu traffic in the mornings have to leave 4 hours before your work shift. Oh, that sucks.
Jeez.
Ramy says for a big city, Atlanta is the worst. They just haven't done enough work to build it out, even though there is building. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a classic story in America right now. Is,
Most countries don't care about lanes. Well, I mean, particularly in the UK, United Kingdom, like lane splitting is legal, and they do care about lanes. So.
Irish says, having lived under the bridge across from SF, I know what you're talking about. Which bridge though? If it's the Bay Bridge, that's actually right near where our old office used to be.
Yeah. So what are you having for dinner? I might have In-N-Out.
Thermal Dream says, I found traffic was fine in Scotland, England. It flows. People seem to know how to drive. Here, half the drivers seem to be ignorant of base traffic laws. Well, part of the reason it flows is everything's on a roundabout, right? So you just keep moving. You never actually stop. Or if you do, it's only momentarily. In New Jersey, you have to drive in a weird circle to turn left. I have not experienced that.
Yeah.
I just miss the
European train system. I would love to have a European train system in America. Like, the train system in Europe is just so, like, robust compared to any train system that we have in America.
Allwar says, In and Out over Whataburger, gasp.
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
gonna say
the
it
only
right here,
the
folks.
only thing that I like about Whataburger is their fries and their spicy ketchup. I'm sorry.
I am a traitor to California. I prefer Whataburger to In-N-Out.
It's okay, you were a Texan at heart anyways.
Not really.
Yeah.
Way too hot and flat here for me.
Okay, I said Texan at heart. I never said that you were acclimated
But yeah,
okay for
Whataburger is
the
better than
climate.
In-N-Out. It just is. I mean, the chicken biscuit alone is better than anything In-N-Out has.
No, I just don't like it. You don't like the
Whataburger
Bart
green chili
tragic?
double bacon.
No, Bart is a light rail system. It is a commuter train system. The Caltrain is the only thing that's close to what the train system is like in Europe, where it's basically like a road plane where you can get food while you're traveling somewhere. You're dead to me, tragic. Whataburger rules. I'm sorry.
Although here in Austin, it's really all about pizzerias.
Yeah, pizzerias is delicious. I love I would get pizzerias and like In-N-Out are on the same plane for me, if I'll be honest. Amtrak is not a train. I didn't say Amtrak. I said Caltrain.
All right. So
Although
Warp's
Caltrain you can't get
slicker.
food. It's Amtrak that you can get food. Never mind. But, you know, Amtrak is basically, you know, what I would consider similar to train systems between countries and stuff in like, the EU.
Scantron says, what I miss about Cali is Tex-Mex food, what I didn't miss the traffic and lack of seasons.
Okay, California doesn't have Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex
Well, I
is
think,
Texan Mexican food.
I think that's not... Yeah, I don't think we're quite getting what he's trying to say there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he's saying. Oh, I think he's... Are you saying
California
what you
has
missed about Texas
Mexican
in
food.
California?
Tex-Mex food, yeah.
I know.
Tex-Mex is
sure
specifically
which way you went.
Texas mixed with Mexican food. California has Mexican food. They don't have Tex-Mex.
GHGF has to go eat supper. Oh.
Aww.
I think this is probably going to end up being our last game anyway.
Yeah, it is.
So we'll get you in next time, GH. There you go, Warp. Get him, Warp.
Oof. I don't actually think I've had Shake Shack, if I'll be honest. I need to go
It's
there.
in the domain. It's pretty good. I don't really get all the hype about it, to be honest. It's like, it's decent.
I got one of the best compliments from Domo last week, and he said that I have never led him wrong about food, and that warmed my heart so much.
It is actually true. She's never lived. Well, she's wrong about In-N-Out, but aside from that, she's pretty much on the money.
We, oh gosh, was it in Boston? We went for dim sum, and oh my gosh, I ordered so much food for everybody, and we ate all of it. And then for, when we went to San Diego, I had a hot pot with Domo, Sophie, Quickie Baby, and Peppy? Yeah, Peppy. Oh my gosh, I ordered so much food and everyone... Peppity, that's what it is. And I ordered so much food once again, and everyone's just like, how are you going to finish all of this? And we did, and it was delicious, and I, like, if you need food suggestions, just ask me, you know.
Or they don't really have the same kind of burritos. It's like it's still good, it's just different here. But I will say when we went to TwitchCon last year and the year before, honestly, the first thing we did after getting off the plane was to go to a burrito spot.
I personally don't agree that Tex-Mex is a generic term to refer to non-authentic Mexican food. Like,
it's a specific kind, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a specific kind of mixed like it has a mix of different spices that are like particular to Texas and like the regions where there was a lot of culture exchange in Texas with Mexico. But you know, California, there is inauthentic and authentic Mexican
that's
food.
That's because you're in Texas. Go anyplace else, and it's a generic word. That is actually, I can verify that at least in Norway. I know for a fact that is how Tex-Mex is used.
Okay, I never heard Tex-Mex used in California. I don't think there was just Taco Bell and Mexican food.
California Mexican to Texas Mexican as well. But again, a lot of that is regional. I mean, you have like Mexico has some extremely different regions.
Yeah.
In terms of food and culture, people don't.
Dim sum is a group activity. True.
And a lot of it, I think, is that the Mexican food we have here is more from the Monterey area, and the Mexican food we have in California is generally more like Mexico City. That's my understanding, anyway, from my Mexican
Del Taco.
friends.
Except
in my own experience.
Yes, but the thing is, like, Del Taco is basically Taco Bell, just different, and like almost most non-chain food places or small chain food places in California
just absolutely carried us. What a monster
seriously.
Game I'm sitting here talking about Mexican food, and Warp is in the middle of a monster carry.
Seriously. But no. Anyways, you're welcome, Tragic. I changed the topic. Thank you, Napalm. I appreciate it. Anyways, that is just about the end of the stream. Cabbage, do we have any final roll?
No,
I was reading egg rolls, and I almost said, do we have any final rolls instead of words?
Sorry for being grumpy and distracted today, folks. The please be kind to each other. Remember that everyone out there is going through something. And, we appreciate the support a lot of you have shown for our coworkers and Minsk who are going through a difficult time right now. Thank you.
Yeah. And with that, we are going to raid, and we are going to be raiding... Can you guess?
I can't.
Alright, well, we're going to be raiding Nick Shock, so please give him a warm Sherman welcome and spam him with your favorite foods as well, because, you know, we like it here. Hopefully he will also like it. Otherwise, we will see you on... I will see you on Thursday. Crazy Boop will be joining us on Thursday. And then next week, I believe Domo Sapien will be joining us. So, you know, you guys will have your favorite rotation going. Otherwise, we'll see you Thursday. All right.
See you later,
bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Have a great night.